can a man and woman be happy together?
I mean, what do you mean by happy? I mean, can they have, can they, I mean, I think the answer is yes, but it's kind of, what do you mean when you say happy? Because when I say happy in this context, what I mean is, can they create a life together that is meaningful enough to both of them that it's worth the trade-offs? Yes, I think so. Absolutely.
So your answer is yes, with trade-offs.
Yeah, there's always trade-offs. There's always trade-offs. Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. Other people are annoying. Why? Because they don't do exactly what we want all the time. I mean, that's when we talk about the future of sex robots. Why is people excited about the idea? It's because if you have a sex robot, they'll do exactly what you want. And people aren't like that. You have to negotiate and compromise with them. And people want it to be easy. And if you just have someone who does whatever you want, then it's going to be easy. But I would say that that's not going to be as fulfilling.
But for you though, you're not willing to compromise on certain things, which you know are going to make the woman unhappy.
Sure.
So that's an attempt to preserve your happiness in that relationship with that woman.
Oh, yeah.
You're not willing to compromise.
Yeah.
Because if you did, you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. And I mean, everybody has those red lines. And here's the thing is that with anyone, any person you date, there's going to be trade-offs. Absolutely. There's going to be things about them you don't like. It's not that you're going to find a person who doesn't have anything you don't like about them. That's not how it works. How it works is, you and I have different preferences. So you might choose a girl who has problems that I think are the worst problems of all time and I would never want to deal with them. But And maybe I would choose a woman that you would feel the same way. But for you, those problems, you go, not a big deal for me. Maybe for some people, maybe they having a woman who dresses a certain way is really important for them. And if she doesn't dress a certain way, then they just wouldn't be able to be with her. And trying to get her to into fashion or something, they wouldn't hate her. Or maybe that's not a good. I mean, another example would be health. I wouldn't date a smoker. Somebody else would. They think it's not a big deal. That's another example. So it's really individual. And I think this is so important because these days, when you look at dating advice for men, it's all about get more money, get bigger muscles, look better, be taller. I don't know how you're supposed to be taller, but apparently you're supposed to do that. And none of it is about this real stuff that actually is what drives the relationship, which is, can you and this person compromise in ways that don't bother either of you too much, right? That's really the key. It's like, okay, I hate camping. I was a Boy Scout. I can't stand camping. If I never go camping ever again, that'll be totally fine with me. I was in Australia and I met this girl, beautiful girl, and I said to her, I was trying to see if we could meet up that weekend. And she said, I've got plans this weekend. I said, oh, really? Oh, that's cool. What do you got going on this weekend? And she said, I'm going to go camping. And I thought, oh, God. And I said, is it your first time? She said, no, I go camping all the time. I love it. And I was thinking, oh, God, there's no way I could have a relationship with this girl. Well, why not? It's not because camping is a bad thing. It's not like I'm like, oh God, what a terrible person. She camps. It's not that at all. It's that camping is an activity that she enjoys and that she wants to spend a significant amount of time doing. If I'm dating her, then the options are I have to spend a lot of time doing something I don't want to do, or she's not going to be able to spend the amount of time doing something she wants to do. And so she's going to be less happy, less satisfied. She's going to have to give up something that is pretty important to her. So I just thought, okay, well, and camping is not a big deal. I mean, it's just camping, right? But I just thought, probably this wouldn't work out between us, probably, right? Now, you could ignore that and just go for it anyway. But probably what would happen is the only real compromise where neither of us, the only real compromise, okay, there's a few compromises. Compromise one, I go camping and I'm miserable and I'm probably a lousy partner. Now you could say, oh, if you keep going camping, maybe you would develop a love for it. I went camping every month for years, so unlikely. Maybe I could get her to find some other activity that she would enjoy more and she would give up camping. It's possible. Or she goes camping, I do something else, and we just spend this time apart. Now that could possibly work, but maybe what that means is that we just grow apart. And she's having these experiences that are important to her with someone else. Now, I think that if I didn't despise camping, if I just thought I don't really want to do it as much as her, then it's fine. Sometimes I would go, sometimes I wouldn't go, and she'd go with her friends. And that's probably very cool because, that means sometimes when we meet, she's going to tell me, oh, I went camping and here's what happened. And I'm going to have some interesting stories to hear from her. And, while she's going camping, I'm going to be doing something else that I enjoy and I'll have something to tell her. And I think that can be very nice. But, the level that I don't like camping is probably no compromise possible. Thanks for joining us. If you got questions or comments, you can leave them. Please like and subscribe. And don't be a dick. I don't like dicks.